Right.
Episode 1.
Yeah, let's do it.
Episode 1 of Just Board It podcast.
Long time in the making.
For you guys out there that don't know who we are, I'm Joshua Heiser. This is Graham Davies. This is Graham's idea from a couple of years ago, and he just never got around to
since
get it all worked out.
It's about Paris last year, just over.
Okay, so
yeah. A little over a year, 18-month idea about, say.
Yeah. But hey, man, you're there now.
It's taken a while. Didn't want to do it on my own. That was the problem.
And that's fair. I'm happy to help.
Yeah, needed a co-host, and there was only one man for the job. The inspiration behind the name.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Those of you who will see me and Josh at tournaments, if we're not playing against each other or talking crap to one another, we're cheering each other on. So The name comes from all the times where Josh has been telling me just to board it, take the point. And then 9 times out of 10, I'm still shooting the airmail.
Yep. Because you don't listen.
No. I'll get there one day.
Fair enough. All right. We want to jump right in and...
Yeah. Give it... Those that don't know us, we'll give a little bit about us first. Just, I don't think there's many in the UK and that don't know, but we'll hopefully get some listeners elsewhere that don't know. So we'll jump into that. So go on in with your cornhole story then.
So I probably started playing about, 20 plus years ago, man, in a parking lot at a softball field. And then we just kept playing in the back garden and everything. And when I got here in the UK, I came across Barry Baggers because Matt Richardson had posted something and we lived down the street from each other. But I thought I was pretty good at cornhole until I started trying to be competitive. And then I realized, hey, there's a lot of strategy to this and a lot of different technique. So now people ask me, how long you been throwing? Yes, I've been throwing for 20 plus years, but I've really only been throwing for about 2 years. And I'm still not to where I want to be, but it's getting there, I guess.
Practice. That's what we need.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, me, like many, it was a COVID thing. Like in the UK, lockdowns, as many people know, like sport just become dead. There was nothing anywhere to do, nothing to watch. Just stumbled across it one day, scrolling through Facebook. It was a well-known Damon Danisan one shot. I was like, that's pretty cool. Then start going down a rabbit hole, like, and I'm just watching content and listening to other cornhole podcasts, and fell in love with it from then. Like, managed to get a set of bags shipped over from the States, and made my own boards and just started throwing in back garden with the kids. That was it.
Yeah.
And then through Facebook, discovered a UKCL, first one of them, just over 2 years ago. So turned up there, met you for the first time, and been buds ever since.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, now, 2 years later, we're into season 3 of the UKCL. It's under new management, so what better time to get this thing rolling than now?
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy because you mentioned that first tournament. There was 8 of us.
Yeah.
8. And while most people in the US or even mainland Europe or Canada or wherever aren't going to think it's many, but we had 45 people this past weekend. And considering, that's dang near 6 times as many as we had.
Yeah. And there were a lot of regulars missing as well that weekend.
There was. No, I mean, we could have easily had well over 50 if ever, almost 60 people if some of the other guys would have been able to make it. So it's definitely grown a lot. That level of competition's trying to get better. It's not quite where everybody wants it to be, because everybody wants to be better. No
Yeah.
matter how much fun you're having, you still want to be better. But it's definitely getting there. It's definitely getting there.
Yeah. Give us a few years, and we'll catch up to the rest of them.
Well, yeah, that's the plan, isn't it? But
We're
I've
not
watched you
slacking.
throw. I've watched you throw, Graham. It might take you closer to a decade.
Yeah. I'll keep at it though. So, shall we get into?
See that awesome little koozie there?
Got the merch on the go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's get into it, man. UKCL Season 3
Yeah.
Qualifier 1.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Liam McGrath.
Yeah. Well done, Liam.
Taking down the championship over John Steins.
Yeah. Hasn't skipped a beat from last season either.
He hasn't, man. He hasn't. And, you know, it's good to see him come and get a win, especially after what I know he feels is a really disappointing national championship at the end of last season, where he came in and he was, if he wasn't the favorite, he was right up there with the favorites.
Yeah. I mean, Richard played very well all day.
No, he did. And, you know, Richard or even, I would have put Richard as probably the favorite, or Liam, or Daniel Lilly. And Liam just didn't quite have the matches that he's capable of or wants. And then we found that out when we went a month later, you know, or a month and a half later, or whatever it was, to Germany.
Yeah.
I guess it was 2 months later, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So 2 months later, we go to Germany and he's playing, you know, up there with some of the best ones in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah. He has some great matches. Some good deep runs as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, but, you know.
Captain Team GB well.
Oh, he did. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But it is fair to say that, you know, talking about Team GB and Germany in the World Cup, you and Ollie were the only ones to win any matches.
We had the winning record out of the team, yeah. Everybody else went 2 and 3. Me and ML Ollie 3 and 2.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Sorry, I misspoke. Not just win. Everybody won some matches, but you guys went with the winning record, is what I meant.
Yeah. Hey, we even got points off the US, so I'll take that. Not many people are going to take 5 points off a US team. So I'm happy with that.
That was against
Hunter and Miranda we played, yeah.
Oh yeah, Hunter Thornton, Miranda Coy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good match too.
Yeah. It was just a great time out there in general.
Oh yeah, Germany
just the whole experience. Anybody who's not done it, highly recommend going to
absolutely
European Open next year in Croatia.
As we know, I mean, there's already twice as many people wanting to go now to Croatia than we took to Germany.
Yeah, that number will grow as well.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What did we have? We had 8 of us, right?
Yeah.
So the Team GB 6, which was you, Ollie, Alistair, JC, Liam, and Tony.
Yeah.
And then me and Helly tagged along.
And Flo rocked up as well.
And then our resident nomad, Flo.
Yeah.
Said, you know what? Let me book the ferry. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
And she drove on out. So that was good. So there was 9 of us there in total for the UK. And I mean, I know for a fact in our group chat now, there's like 17, 18 people that have said, oh, I want to go.
Yeah.
So it should be a good time.
Yeah. They saw what they were missing out on.
Do we want to get into some stats and some combo about the tournament?
Yeah, we'll jump into that. Oh.
All right. So, as we said, Liam won. He deserved it. He played great all day. Didn't drop a single match. John Steins, though, played excellent as well. I think he dropped one match
Yeah.
It was kind of a, and then he beat me to get into the semifinals. But yeah, I mean, he played great all day as well. But speaking of John Steins, though, we can't leave out Ben Shaw, who he beat to get into the finals. And Ben Shaw was the surprise of the day for me.
Yeah, totally agree.
I mean, he threw the best we've ever seen him throw, by far. And it showed, it showed, and he deserved that third place. And to be honest, him and John's match was going completely the opposite way of how it ended for a while.
Yeah.
And, we thought, if Ben can hold on, he's got the win.
Yeah.
But I think the experience in those in that more pressurized match with more pressure on, I think John's experience in doing that a couple times last year kind of helped out.
Yeah, and then he already had a few come from behind wins already just on the day, so he's already proven he's got that grit.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Get it.
I think his nerves. I think Ben's nerves kind of got in there a little bit. He may say differently, but I don't know. From watching in the broadcast booth, it looked like he kind of got the nerves kind of got the better of him when the adversity started rolling on and John started to catch up.
Yeah.
And 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 2 point here, and then whereas John's nerves, he never counted himself out. He was just ready to go the whole time. But they threw, John threw an 8.07 and Ben threw a 7.87 against him. Yeah. So, I mean, you're only 0.2 off.
Yeah, and through 10 rounds, Ben was about 9, I think. He was in the nines or just about there. So,
yeah,
great cornhole in that game.
For sure. So yeah, I mean, it was a good match, and it was well deserved by all of them. Man, I'm looking forward to the next one, just to see how it plays out, where we all stack up.
Yeah, month from now, I think it is.
What's that?
Month from now, next one. Yeah.
1 month from today.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. So I finished 5th, which I was pretty stoked with. Considering the expectations I set on myself for season 2, and then just completely falling off.
Yeah.
Like I know I ended up in the top 10, but honestly, if that wasn't a 2-year rolling point system, I don't even think I'm in the top 16. I don't even know if I would have made the national championships last year. Yeah. I might have had to have been an alternate to get in.
Same.
I fell apart, man. I completely fell apart. So I've spent the summer kind of revamping my throw a bit, and it was still, there had some matches this weekend where it was kind of all over the place, but overall, I mean, I went 3-1 in rounders, and then daggum Ollie, Airmail Ollie, took me out the first bracket game. I've never lost to him in a competition, and he beats me. So then I've got to go win 6 matches in a row to get to face John Steins in the semifinals or the quarterfinals. Yeah, so it was tough.
Long day.
It was a long day.
Well, myself, I think I had a 13th place finish. So going into the day, my goal was a top 16, having, I think, a very poor season 2.
Yeah.
I missed one tournament, I think, and then a lot of poor performances. So, but Germany, just being out there throwing bags that many for the week, and that it's revived me. It's lit a fire under my ass.
Oh, 100%. So,
I'm determined now.
You and Flo partnering up in Germany really helped you, man.
Yeah,
you were so chilled and relaxed.
Yeah, that was the goal. Just doubles with Flo was just, we're just gonna have fun.
Yeah.
And hey, we got some nice little wins in there as well.
Yeah, you got a nice little loss too.
Yeah. If only we watched that last round and sent it back down.
Now, no, I love my partner Matt, but Flo's getting in a
Flo
groove.
was running the game that end.
Yeah, she was getting in a groove, and I wasn't going to allow that to happen. So I just put it on you. Anyway, let's get back to the UKCL, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, some PPRs that we looked out for, man, and I base this on your PPR over 10 rounds, because anything under 10 rounds may not be indicative of how the match went or whatever. And I know that we could talk 8-9 rounds still being a fairly good PPR if you're doing 8-9 rounds, but I chose to go over 10. And the big surprise on the day for that to me was that JC didn't have a single match of over a 7 PPR for a 10-round match. Now, he had a 9.17 on a 6-round, but he played a lot of blocking, and he still got 5th. And I mean, we tied for 5th, and he played some daggum good games.
Yeah.
He just, I don't think he was probably getting as many in the hole as he usually does. And I get to practice with him every week, and I know he gets in a groove, man. He can put them in the hole, no problem. But yeah, Liam had the high PPR on the day with an 8.69 against John Steins in the finals. And then John's high of the day was an 8.07 against Ben for the third place match. Or sent
the losers bracket final.
Yeah, sent Ben to the third place. Jared Noosh, welcome back, Jared. He was gone for a while last year. He shot an 8.14. And then, and then another 8 round was Charlie Lomax with an 8 against Jeff Vaughn, who welcome back because he's been missing since like last February. Came back with a new hairstyle, and none of us recognized him.
Yeah, but he hasn't missed a beat either. He's still consistent.
Yeah, he played really well too.
Well, yeah.
What did he have? He had, I don't know where he went. He had some good games though.
Yeah, knocked me out.
Yeah, but that's like
standard.
Yeah, standard practice.
Yeah, he seems to be my kryptonite player. Every time I play Jeff, it's in a bracket. Always gets me. I'll get him one day.
So what did we say? We said, the best match of the day was by far Ben and John's.
Yeah.
Any guess on what the longest match of the day was? How many rounds? I know you're not going to know the people. I mean, you know them, but you wouldn't have known it because you were probably playing a match as well.
No, go on.
22 rounds between Ricky and Chris Wildman. 22 rounds. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of daggum rounds. The next was Jared Noosh and JC with 20.
Yeah.
And then for the shortest, there was a lot of 3-round matches, which I think that's some of you grown men beating up on them kids, but
hey, there'll be a day when them kids are bigger and better than us. They'll get
for sure.
Their time will come for sure. We all wish we started when we were their age.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Austin looked fairly good this weekend. I know he towards the end of last season he had some injuries, so he wasn't playing as much. So he threw pretty well. And then Charlotte Coates, she's always such a lovely kid to be around, and she's getting better. She's throwing better now than she was last year. I think she's starting to put in some more practice and kind of get into it a little more. But yeah, she looked really well this weekend as well. All right. Most rounds by a person. Who do you think?
Just purely because he done it the hard way, going into a loser's bracket and then coming back, making it to the final. John Steins.
Yep. With 159.
A lot of rounds.
159 rounds on the day. It's a lot of bags to be thrown.
Yeah.
Who do you think was second?
Going to be another one with a deep run, like making it. Go on.
Me.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you lose the first round in the bracket. So yeah, I threw 135 rounds. So it's 2 extra games. He got me.
Yeah.
He got me. Most 4-baggers on the day.
Going to be one of them 2 guys that are in the final, Liam or John.
Ironically enough, man, both of the top 2 are Liam and John. Liam with 15 and John with 12. And then another little stat I like, most bags thrown in the hole.
Purely on the number of rounds and getting to the final, I'm going to guess John Steins again.
Yeah, for sure. 286.
Yeah.
And then I had 227 and Liam had 216.
Yeah.
I threw 20 more rounds than him, but only had 11 more bags in the hole. That's crazy. That shows you how good Liam is.
Yeah.
It's not to I'm not trying to take anything away from myself, and I'm not the greatest, but I'm a fairly decent player. And that just shows you how much better Liam is.
The dude puts in a lot of practice.
I mean, yeah, John's got 70 more bags in the hole, but he also has 44 more rounds. No, sorry, 34 more rounds.
Yeah.
So, 34 more rounds and only 70. So that's only 2 more around.
Yeah.
It's not, John's good, but Liam showed it.
Yeah.
For sure. Let's see. Highest PPR on the day, no matter how many rounds they played, was John Steins with a 9-2 over 5 rounds. Then JC with the 9-1-7 over 6 rounds. And then the only other, no, I'm sorry. Ben Gregory had a 9-6-7 over 3 rounds. And then the other niner of the day was Liam over a 4-round match. All right. What's your biggest surprise of the day or the weekend? I guess it was just a day.
Yeah. Yeah. It was Ben's performance. But we touched on earlier. He had a good run. He had some good PPRs, and it's good to see.
Yeah. Ben probably was one of the bigger surprises in a positive way. JC was another one that surprised me, and it's not necessarily negative, but it's not necessarily positive either. I know how well JC can throw.
Yeah.
And for him to not have any 10+ round matches throwing in the 7s like I know he usually does and still get 5th.
Yeah.
Just shows his tenacity and the grit of I'm going to do what it takes to win this match. If I'm not putting him in the hole, I'm going to block you out, and we're just going to go point for point until I win. And he did. So
edge away.
Yeah, so it was a surprise for me that he didn't throw as well as he usually does. But then I'm super happy, he still finished in the top 5 because he's a teammate. So
yeah,
it was a surprise to me for sure.
Okay. Surprise of the day, shot of the day.
Well, hold on. Another surprise for me.
Oh, sorry.
Was kind of a laugh. Because we were just talking about JC, his son Ollie.
Yeah.
Ollie, who beat me, threw his best match against me and his worst match against me. So the match he beat me, he threw a 7.25, and the match he lost to me, he threw a 4.73.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, how crazy is that? You start your bracket play and end your bracket play playing me, and throw the best game you had and the worst game you had.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. I don't know how much of a surprise it is, but it was kind of
And he come over adversity as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, as some of you guys know or may not have known, I'm sure he talked about it or if you asked him about it. But the day before the tournament, he was in a car wreck and broke his thumb. And of course, I saw him he didn't even go to A&E or anything. He just went home, got ready to come to the tournament on Saturday, went to London on Sunday to the NFL game, finally goes to A&E on Monday and rocks up to practice Tuesday with it in a splint because it's broken 2 places. He's like, I mean, he's got them priorities right.
Yeah. We'll have to give him a new
Cornhole,
nickname.
Cornhole, NFL football, and then we'll go to the A&E.
Have to change his name from Airmail Ollie to Iron Man or something now.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Shot of the day?
Shot of the day.
You. Airmail.
Yeah,
Airmail dragged for 7 against Ali.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it, man. I was losing that match pretty bad, too.
Yeah, he had a 3-4 unlucky pushes where the hole just clogged and nothing dropped. Like, shit like that can get you down in the game. I know myself, it's happened more times than I care to count. And then just coming up clutch, hitting that massive airmail, big pop. Crowd got going, got you going. And then
it definitely got me going. But I'll tell you this.
You went on to win it.
On that other side, though, man, I walked down there. It took me a minute to get that adrenaline in check.
Yeah.
that heart rate was going, man. I was pumped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was real pumped up on that one. I mean, even Ali was like, dude, you deserve that one after the pushes. I mean, he looked over at me as soon as I made it. And he goes, you deserve that one, man. Because you're right. I had, even in the first game I played against Ali, I had a bunch of just bunched up bags where I a little bit too much of an angle or whatever on a push shot, and it just bunched up in the hole and not drop. So yeah, it felt good to hit the airmail drag and kind of get some. I think I carried that momentum through.
Yeah, there was a swing in the game. It was a key moment.
Yeah, but I think I even carried it through my next couple matches as well.
Yeah,
against Ollie and against Charlie Lomax and even into the John Steins match. Yeah. I think in the John Steins match, I kind of ran out of steam a little bit, but I did. I took my chance. I shot 2 airmails when I didn't have to. I said I didn't have to because I could have laid up and taken a wash or laid up and gave up 1 point and win another round. But down 19-13, I had a chance to score some points if I hit the airmail, and I can't tell you what happened because who knows, but I literally just threw 2 of them into the next county. Like it wasn't even close. And that's where I think that's when I realized I think I might have ran out of steam. Who's the best female on the day?
Well,
so you say Flo.
I know her and Natalie had a similar finish. I think they both finished the same, but
yeah, they did.
Flo had the better rounders. She just got unlucky with the draw, I think.
Yeah, if I had to say, I think the best female on the day was Flo as well. I know everybody wants to say I'm biased because she's at my club, but I think
she's my doubles partner from Germany.
I just think overall, man, she had the better day out of the females.
Yeah,
the more consistent day.
Yeah, and she was 3-1 in rounders.
Yeah, they both tied for 17th, but yeah, I'm still going to go with her as being the best on the day. Hopefully, Helly will hear this, and some of the other females, Vicky and them ladies, they'll all hear it, and light a little fire up under them to come and be the best female next tournament.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Screw being the best female. They might just be the best player on the day.
Yeah.
But I know Flo, and I know how competitive she is. So, ladies, good luck. Good luck chasing her down and being right there next to her, trying to take down those guys.
I mean, you mentioned Haley there. Like, she's got a block game coming on. Like,
oh, for sure.
I think one of my lowest PPR games was against her. Like, her block game against me was very, very good, and I had to hit a few decent airmails just to score points in some rounds.
Yeah,
I miss them airmails. It's points to her. Like, she's getting the game to start competing, and when her and Liam move in together, we know Liam's going to be getting her playing even more and coaching her,
for
and
sure.
we're going to see her just ascend.
Oh, she's definitely got a high ceiling for sure.
Yeah.
And she's playing much better than she was at the end of last year.
Yeah,
for sure. You always look at, when you get a new beginner and stuff, you always look at it as kind of a walkover. You're like, oh, they don't, because they're not hitting the board, they're not doing these things because they're new and they're still learning. Whereas now, I don't think there's anybody out there really that you can even think like that anymore with.
No.
Because everybody's putting in time, and again, you throw up a lot of blocks, man. Then people got to start making moves and start creating their own shots on the back of that. And sometimes that can be hard to do. So where you might have used to give up, a 5-7 point round. Now you're giving up maybe one, if not scoring some points, because you're blocking and nobody can do anything with it.
Just touching that, you say now everybody's improving. There's no walkover games. It shows now. Like, me and you, we both had good rounders performances. I think 6th and 7th. We both lost our first bracket game.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as an easy game in these tournaments anymore.
There's not.
The level of everybody is that close that anybody is capable of beating anybody on the day.
For sure.
And it showed at the weekend, for sure.
It did. It sure did, man. It was such a good weekend.
Yeah.
But hey, while we're talking about the weekend, man, let's get some shout outs out there to the people that we're helping. Yeah. Start off with Alistair, Ben, and Nick. Oh, actually, speaking of Alistair and Nick, I forgot to mention, I swept them this weekend. I swept the Pettit brothers.
Your entry fee's gone up for the next tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure. They're like, oh, this asshole. But now, of course, they're both gunning for me. They're practicing every day now, just going, we ain't getting swept again. If you're listening out there, guys, nothing but love. But get the broom out, because I'm coming again. Whoop, whoop. All right, so let me pull up this message from Alistair, and he's got a list of people that I want to shout out to. Obviously, Alistair and those guys who took over the UKCL and the Ashby Baggers Club in general, for another great tournament and taking care of us while we're there. But let's give Ben, great job, Ben, taking over Scorholio this weekend. I know there's a learning curve to it, and everybody's still trying to learn it. Daniel Lilly usually helps out, and of course he wasn't there, so there was some hiccups, but Ben didn't let it get him down, and it didn't delay things too much, and he got right back with it. And yeah, so well done, Ben. Nick, again, great job on the setup and securing the venue. That helps out, and it's good to have. But let's think, hey, ain't none of this possible without some women out there serving some good food and some beers. So
yeah.
Kirsty, Emma, and Janine, thank you guys. As always, you're the loveliest people in the building and always take good care of us. And we really appreciate it.
That'll keep us fueled for them long days.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. Nick, in this text, I misread. Nick did all the venue setup, but it was Adam Knight and Andy Clayfield for organizing the venue. So thank you guys for that. And then last but not least, man, I'm going to give a shout out to Holly, the photographer they hired, man. She took some great shots.
Yeah.
Just what a lovely person as well, man. Her energy was high. I think she was getting just as into everything as everybody else was, and she doesn't even play cornhole. Although I did see her over there. I did see her over there throwing some bags.
Yeah.
At one point.
That's how you get hooked.
But her energy was just as good as any player in the building, and we all thank you for that. You made it fun in the photo shoots and the headshots and all that kind of stuff.
Looking forward to seeing some of them photos. I've seen a few, and there's some really great shots. Really good. Looking forward to seeing the rest.
But yeah, so if anybody's looking for, some event photography, man, Holly Thompson Photography at hotmail.com. Give her a shout, man. She's good. She is. And like I said, just a lovely person as well. So thank you, Holly. All right, man. So what do we got coming up?
Second ACL opens this weekend, so that's the weekend's viewing sorted. So looking forward to that. So seeing if Devin Harbaugh can go back to back.
I don't know if he's there. I'm unsure if he's there this weekend. I was just watching Around the ACL, their podcast, and I'm not for sure if he's there. And then I've seen some of the other guys that I know are traveling to like Cancun. There's something is going on, and a bunch of them are going because I know Trey and like Adam Hisner and them guys are going. But in Iowa this weekend for the Open number 2 should be pretty good. In 2 weeks, in the next weekend, it's the first ACL Canada Open.
Yeah.
And so we got to hang out with a bunch of the guys from Team Canada while we were in Germany. And then Team Canada last year in Paris, I think I drank more beers with Team Canada last year than I drank with anybody. This year, just as good of a group of people. And I'm excited to see, I call Brandon Brown a friend. I talked to him a lot. And him and Dion Kuza teamed up this year. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. Because, Dion Kuza and his wife in Germany, I mean, they're just two of the nicest people you could be around. They were, what it reminded me of, to be honest? It's like the Canadian version of Frank Modlin and his wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
doop.
Hey, we're the friendliest people. You want to chat? Let's chat. You want to hang out? Let's hang out.
Yeah.
You want to throw some bags? Let's throw some bags.
Yeah. Spoke to Frank a little in Paris. And, I mean, he even signed the jersey for me, and I took out some OG game changers, and when he seen them, he lay up. He thought it was amazing. Proper old game changers. So he signed them for me. So they're safely stored away, never to be thrown again. They're just staying as pristine as they are, like that. Just you can look, but you can't touch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we got a couple of good events coming up, and then obviously we're back at it in a month. Hopefully, on the next podcast, we might have a little more information about how that weekend's going to play out. Right now, we know that we're playing on a Sunday, which is different than we normally do. It's not something we normally do on a Sunday, but there has been rumors and that Ashby is planning some type of event for the Saturday.
Yeah.
So that might be something we're all, staying in Ashby over the weekend instead of just coming up on for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Something to look forward to. Definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And then they're just starting to announce some more of the ACL Europe events. So the first 3 out of the box are Slovenia, Switzerland, and Slovakia. So let's get the triple S's out of the way.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to go to Slovenia and we
Yeah.
are going to Switzerland.
Yeah. See the
Yeah,
boys,
go hang out
slicky
with the old
baggers. Yeah.
Slicky Bagger guys. And let me tell you, I've been to their tournament. Now, last year it was in July and it was an outdoor tournament, and they've moved it to February this year and brought it indoors. So I doubt we see another outdoor event for the ACL Europe. I think that was something that they kind of wanted to get away from, just because of they want people. You know, when you talk about consistency and trying to get a good judge on points and all that, having the same kind of conditions everywhere you go, I think probably helps.
Yeah.
But that outdoor event was a lot of fun. So that I'm sad to see it go, but I'm also excited to go to Switzerland in February and play in an indoor event. And the Slicky Bagger guys, you know, that's their company, but they're a part of 621 Cornhole Club. And if I'm not mistaken, Anthony was the Switzerland director for ACL, and I think he resigned his post. And if I'm not mistaken, Christoph has taken over, and he's also a part of that 621 Cornhole Club. And I know that Anthony and Sven and them guys, they'll still be helping out. But I think it'll be another really good event. They put on good events, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Then Slovakia in April. Now, I I may end up being in the States during that time, so I don't know if I'm going to get to go to Slovakia. I'm hoping to go, but if I don't get to go to Slovakia, that means I'm also going to be in the States and won't be here for the UK Open,
Yeah.
the UKCL Open for in April 12th. But we also in February have the qualifier number 3
Yeah.
that my club is hosting here in Barrie. And we've had some discussions, and we'll probably try to do something like we did last year, where we'll have a blind draw or a swap the night before, um, just to kind of make it worth everybody's time on coming down.
Yeah. No, it was a good time last year.
Yeah, I thought so, man. I really thought so, and people seem to really enjoy it. And, you know, drink some beers, eat some pizza, have a blind draw, get you playing with other people that you don't normally play with. So yeah, it was a good time. What else, man?
Just normal practice in between for me, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Nice day today, so
yeah, we've had back-to-back
here
nice
in the
days.
north, so the boys might come out for a bit, like get them reps in.
Yeah,
I've got a 13th place I want to improve on.
we've had 2 back-to-back good weather days, and unfortunately, I worked all day yesterday, and then today I don't have my boards here; they're at the club. But so I don't know if I'm gonna get any reps in today. I might try to go before I go to work this evening. Go over to our practice spot and throw a few. But yeah, good. Looking to be like a good season this season, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, just the year in general. It's not just the UK season. Just I'm hoping this year's going to be a bigger year in cornhole for me. Just in general, I want to do as many events as possible. So obviously everything in the UKCL. I'm aiming to go for ACL stuff as much as possible. We've got ACO coming over next year.
Yeah, next March.
Birmingham. Yeah, so that's another one.
Well.
So just get and throw bags as much as possible this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said earlier, Germany it lit something under me, and I know I want to get better to where I can be, because last year wasn't good enough for me.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that, bud. I feel the same. I was fortunate enough to play in enough events that I finished in the top 100. I finished at 77th in Europe, but I don't know if that's necessarily indicative of if I'm that good, or I just played in that many events and did all right. So my big goal is to improve and get in that top 50 and know that I got to the top 50 because I was playing consistently and playing good all year.
Yeah.
I want to get back in the top 5 here in the UK and stay there. Speaking of that, though, I did learn that Daniel Lilly's not going to be at the next one either.
Oh,
yeah. I was chatting with him yesterday, and he said he wasn't going to be able to make on the 17th. So he's a little worried about even having
making
enough
nationals.
points
Yeah.
to make nationals. And I said, you just got to get in there and win one, and you'll be all right. And he goes, yeah.
That's the problem. Win one.
Yeah, that's been a problem for him, and now it ain't getting any easier because.
I mean, he runs a local club to me, so I go his club in Manchester. So yeah, we always give him a little bit of stick, being the nearly man.
Yeah,
But he'll get one day. It's too good not to.
Yeah, he'll get there. He'll get there. He's got to show up.
Yeah, that's the first thing comes through the door.
But I am saying, because as we all know, Adam Sanderson, he took some time off. He's big into rugby, and towards the end of last year, I was talking to him because, as you know, I commentate on the live broadcast with him a lot, and he said he's only got a couple more years left in his knees, so he's going to try to get a couple more years of rugby out of himself before he's got to hang up the old boots. And then he said he'd get back to just concentrating on cornhole. So when we told him on the 17th is a Sunday, so we're hoping that he'd be able to rock up on the Sunday and play, since he won't have to miss any rugby. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be disappointed when he's sitting on the commentator booth by himself without me because I'm still playing. But I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully I'll be in the finals next time. And I'll just have to do matches sporadically in between. All right. I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, just that's it.
But hopefully you guys all keep tuning in. We got some guests lined up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who yet, but I've got a couple of guests lined up, and I'm working on a couple more. So yeah. And any of you guys out there that want to be on the podcast, shoot us an email at justboarditpodcast@gmail.com. Shoot us an email. Let us know, or comment on our Facebook page or our Instagram page, or message us directly if there's a topic you want to talk about, but you don't want everybody else to know about it yet. Just shoot us a message, and we'll discuss, and we'll see what's up, and get some of you guys on the podcast to talk about your stories and what you think needs to be talked about, or what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong.
Yeah. Might just be us two doing this, but we want it to be like cornhole. Cornhole's a community.
Yeah, for sure.
We want anybody who wants involvement, like, gives us ideas. We want to make this better. We want it keep going.
Absolutely. Yeah. For sure. And I've decided next show, I'm gonna have it set up in my office instead of just sitting on my couch. And I'm gonna have the whiteboard up. And we're gonna start tracking stuff all season, and we're gonna make some picks. Yeah. We're gonna see how it plays out. Because I wanna what I want to do is we'll pick and see, hey, where do we think everybody's going to finish in the next qualifier, and then we'll see if we were right or wrong.
Yeah. Well, I have my pre-tournament predictions for the last one. One of the guys got there, one of the guys didn't, so I was half right on my prediction for the final.
Who was your prediction for the final?
I went Charlie Liam final.
Oh, nice. Which, the way Charlie was playing at the end of the season, man.
Yeah.
That was not a bad shout, man. That definitely we thought could have happened. Yeah. But I think I think you get a little bit into the sophomore slump.
Yeah.
And now I played Charlie twice, and I mean, he still was spot on. I had to play really well to beat him. But yeah, I think I don't think he was on his game as much as he could have been. So I'm interested, like you, to see how the next qualifier plays out. Because I know he's going back to practice, because I know he did not like getting beat. I mean, nobody does, but so yeah, that was I'm with you on that. I'm not gonna lie, man. I kind of put when I knew Daniel wasn't going to be there. I had John and Liam in the finals for my pre-tournament predict. I mean, you messaged me and I told you that I thought it would be Liam and John, and so I got it right, and I thought Liam would probably win. I got that right. Man, I'm just right.
Nostradamus of UK cornhole.
Yeah, that's, I wish. So yeah, anyway, and try to shoot for an episode every couple weeks. What do you think?
Yeah. We'll have, if we go for 2 weeks, we'll have this ACL Open number 2 from Des Moines, Iowa, I believe it's in.
Yeah, and then we'll also have
the Canadian
Open.
Yeah, and then days when there's not been cornhole in between. I don't think there's going to be many of them, to be fair. But we just have guests. But we'll try and get guests anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Try and bring you as much cornhole as you can, because anybody who knows us knows. You sit us down long enough, we'll just talk cornhole until it's time to go home.
Absolutely. Or shit.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah. As long as we've got beers and that, we'll just keep going until the beer dries up.
Absolutely. So for episode 1,
yeah,
I'm Josh.
I'm Graham.
We're signing off.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody cares. Just throw better.
Yeah. Just board it.
Board it.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
See you later, bud.
See ya.